Hello, everyone. I'm Adam with Demiplane, and thank you for joining me for this week's Dev Update and Community Q&A session. Just like always, we're going to talk about what we're working on, what we have been working on the last week or so, and then what is on deck. But today we also have a couple of extra fun things. So we're going to talk about our holiday sale, which actually is starting now. So I'm going to give details about that in just a moment. And then we are also going to give away a Vampire the Masquerade Ultimate Bundle today. So stay tuned and see how you can win that in chat here in just a little while. But first, starting off with our holiday sales. So we don't do many of these sales. We haven't up to this point. We've been in early access. We've been what we affectionately, or sometimes not so affectionately, call the tunnel, with trying to get everything ready for the character tools that are coming on. So sometimes it's hard for us to, kind of come up to the surface and catch a breath. But we're working really hard on all of that. But we are about to enter the holiday season, and we do have a promotion that is starting today. So now you can do this, right away. So you can use the promo code Nexus Noel 22 to get 25% off Nexus books. And if you have not signed up for Demiplane membership, you can get your first month of Demiplane membership for free. And that is going to go from today until the 29th. So if you have a calendar in front of you, I think that's the day after Cyber Monday. So ultimately, this sale is going to be going on for a couple of weeks here, and this is a great time to get in at a very, very good price on a variety of things. If you've been holding off and waiting until you get closer to the holidays, this is now your time. Some exclusions on that. This code is not going to work on the different bundles. Very practical reason for that being that those are already discounted to that degree. But it's not going to count on bundles. It's not going to count on any of the hardcover bundles that we have. We don't have hardcovers by themselves anyway. So technically bundles would cover that, but we did want to clarify it's not going to work on those hardcover bundles. And then Avatar Legends, that game is a little too new for this promotion right now. So we've got our publishers opting into this, and everything outside of Avatar is going to be available for you to pick up. Now, if you already own the bundles and you have that bundle discount, this will stack with that. So ultimately, you've got your 25% off. If you have been a member and you've been receiving the $5 off membership discount codes that you get there, it's not going to stack with that. There's only a single code that you can enter on checkout. But just clarifying that, in case anybody gets confused out there, that in almost every case, I would imagine almost every case, it's going to be better to use the holiday code during the next 2 weeks, and you can save those membership $5 off coupon codes for things that you can get after the sale period ends. So let me know if there are any questions on this. There will be more details, full details about this coming out. You can check into your email inboxes a little bit later today. I think we'll be sharing this across some of our other channels as well. But wanted to let everyone know as soon as it was live today that you can use this code to secure 25% off for the next couple of weeks. Again, great time to jump in if you've been on the fence, or if you have been. I know that many of us, myself included, especially in the collecting world, I wait for some of these holiday sales, and this is what we're going to have this year. So now is the time. All right, latest updates. Also, if you hear a little bit of squeaking, probably hear that squeaking right there. Something broke on my desk, and it's now like just super, super squeaky. So I'm going to have to, I don't know, YouTube some tutorials or something, through the weekend to try to figure out some kind of way to make the desk not squeak, because I love this desk and I definitely don't want to get rid of it. So I'm going to try a DIY solution to fix it or something. So we'll see how that goes. I'll report on success or failure depending on whether I roll high or I roll a one. We'll see how that goes when the time comes. Latest updates for Pathfinder Nexus. So tomorrow, we are very excited about this. Tomorrow, Lost Omens Impossible Lands drops, as well as, I believe this is the fifth. Yeah, I think this is the fifth installment of Bloodlords, A Taste of Ashes. So that is going to be tomorrow. And technically, if you're keeping score and you're up very, very late in the US, it is going to be live tonight, which is technically tomorrow, past the midnight hours, Pacific time. So if you're really excited to get your hands on Impossible Lands, you can do that at some point this evening, or either way, it's one more sleep until you can check out Impossible Lands. It is an incredible, incredible book. I love what I see in Impossible Lands. It adds so many new just concepts and options and cultures into what's going on in your Pathfinder campaign. So check that one out. On the internal alpha, the character builder and the digital sheet, things are continuing to progress. This is an interesting one for us, though, because we have hit, one of those moments in development that always happen, and this is one of the reasons that I talk about when I do discuss. That I don't like to give dates and everything else, and don't worry, this isn't saying, oh, it's going to be 6 months from now where we're going to release it. That's not it at all. But we did hit something in our internal alpha testing over the last couple of weeks that we've decided that we're going to go ahead and do something about. And that comes to the very important process of spell preparation and just managing your spells in general. We had something that's been designed out for a while, that we had every intention and belief was going to work. We started using it a little bit in our internal testing, and it just wasn't quite doing the trick. It was too complicated, and through that internal testing, we've kind of determined what we think is going to be a much better approach for that. And so we've been doing some tweaks, this week on how spell preparation and management is going to work. That could potentially delay us a little bit here. Uh, we're not talking a long time, but we are really committed to making sure that we get this as right as we can right out of the gate. And so, spell preparation and management is such a massive, important part of what's going on in the Pathfinder game that we are going to take some of that time. And then we also know that once you get it in your hands in the closed alpha and eventual open beta, that there's still going to be more feedback, that we're going to be paying attention to, reviewing, monitoring, and making necessary tweaks when those times come. But this was one of those where we thought that we knew that what was there wasn't doing the trick. And at least with this newer approach that we'll be using, really a simplified approach, we think that it's going to get us. There's a chance that it will do the trick where we knew the other one wasn't going to. So that's kind of the difference and the threshold that we use to determine whether we're going to kind of slow things down and make sure that we get something right. So this is development and how it works, and this is the reason you test. So we play all of these games all the time. I'm on so many play testing lists, and people are sending me new products all the time that haven't seen the light of day yet. And that feedback that happens during play testing is such an important part of what makes those into good, or heaven forbid, bad products on the other side of it. And so again, this is a really, really important stage for this, and we want to do everything that we can to get it right. And this is kind of a step toward that. But having said all of that, things are progressing. We're seeing new builds every day where all the pieces are starting to come together, and we're really excited for you, to get your hands on it if you get into the closed alpha. But then as we kind of push toward that open beta, that is going to be really, the tools themselves entering early access where anyone can get their hands on them. Hunter Nexus, we are targeting the 29th of this month. So that is 2 weeks from now. So the 29th of November, we will have Hunter Nexus early access. We are submitting that to the World of Darkness team for kind of that final review this week. So everything is progressing there. I'm going to show you a little bit of a preview of a few screens of that in just a moment. And then Vampire Nexus. So I went ahead and used the soon tag here because we have received the files for Cults of the Blood Gods in Chicago by Night. And I would expect these to be released honestly any day now. So we're just pushing through those last little changes. The reason that I am uncertain exactly when that's going to happen is because there's one part of that process that's not fully in our control. But what I can say is that we will be sharing this with the World of Darkness team for just that final pass review, at some point this week. And depending on how long that review takes, the moment that we hear back with the green light, we are going to release those books as well. So if you have them pre-ordered, it is coming very, very soon. I would expect by the next time that we talk, I will be sharing that they have been released, and so keep your eyes open for that. We also have gotten everything ready to go for Auld Sanguine, which is a New Year's Eve story that is very, very appropriate. I actually played this. I guess it was last year. Wow, last year seems like such a long time ago, but I guess it was last year. I actually played through this on New Year's Eve last year, and so it was really, really cool. I highly recommend doing that. But this is going to be a free adventure that you can run, and it's going to be available. And we are doing this one's a little bit of a stretch goal for us. We've got a lot of things going on, but the team is really very interested in getting this out before New Year's. And so our offices are going to be shutting down for the holidays sometime around the middle of December. And so, that should kind of tell you that we're trying to get this out by the time that those offices shut down. So again, we're working on it, and that is the goal, to get it out before that threshold. And then Alien RPG Nexus, we have gotten everything that we need for Colonial Marines. So again, I believe before the next time I talk to you, that Colonial Marines will also be out, and then we're going to continue our work on Destroyer of Worlds. So lots of things going on in the latest updates part of that. I wanted to give a little bit of a preview of Hunter Nexus. I love the layout, the art style, and everything else that is happening with Hunters. So Vampire the Masquerade has such an iconic look and feel to it. The blend of photography with some of the artwork, the embellishment and flourishes that happen in the layout of those books. I love the way that Camarilla looks so different than Anarch. If you've never seen that, I encourage you to check out the differences between those books, because they capture the flavor of those two organizations, really, really well. But with Hunter, I really do love what the World of Darkness team and Renegade has done with just the look and feel to make it feel like Hunter. It makes me very excited to see what's going to happen with Werewolf when that one comes. But ultimately, looking great here. We're looking forward to you being able to check out Hunter and possibly play. See how the other side lives. To talk about the creatures of the night here that I love playing in Vampire, and then this is the flip side of those who hunt them. So Nexus for the Hunter the Reckoning game is coming to early access on 11/29. All right, it is time for a giveaway. So today, speaking of those creatures of the night, we are going to be giving away a Vampire the Masquerade Nexus Ultimate Bundle. So this is everything that is currently available for Vampire Nexus. And in order to enter this giveaway, I'm sure it's bouncing around in chat now, but you can type in hashtag epic loot, and as long as that prompt's going, which I'm pretty sure it is, I don't the chat's somewhere around here. But once you enter that, we will do the giveaway here in a little bit. So just kind of pay attention to the cues there in chat. And if you happen to be the lucky winner here today, you can redeem that at demiplane.com/activate. This is an ultimate bundle for Vampire, and this is again, this is some great content. As I was talking about running Alt Sanguine for New Year's Eve, I was automatically forming plans for how, since I played through it last time, I'm probably going to run it this New Year's Eve. But so many great things that you can do in Vampire, and then with Hunter on the way, the World of Darkness is getting ever larger for fifth edition, and you can check it all out here on Demiplane with these nexuses. All right, upcoming character builder and digital sheet, the closed alpha, those invites are incoming. So we're kind of finalizing the plans for exactly how that is going to work. We're pretty one of the bits of feedback that we've already heard, that we've already kind of incorporated into what we're doing here, is we understand that you don't play these games alone, and so you've got friends that you're playing with a lot of the time. So we're working on making sure that there's a way that if you get into the closed alpha, that we can provide a way that some of your friends can also get into that alpha. So again, more details on that very soon, but those invites are incoming. As I said before, we are kind of reworking a couple of things with spells, and so not sure if that is going to be available before the end of this month or not. But either way, we are talking in units of days and weeks here, and definitely not months. So there could be a slight delay there based on kind of that target that we threw out there of late November. But I can say with a great deal of certainty that unless hell freezes over and the creek don't rise, or whatever, that's what us Southerners have sayings like that. But God willing and the creek don't rise, this is going to definitely be something that you'll be able to get your hands on in that alpha before the end of this year. And when I say end of the year, that's not even saying that long when we think about it, because as I told you before, we are going to be kind of shutting down our offices like many software companies do for kind of that back half of December. So either way, even as we get into spells here, if we've got a little bit more than we think, it's not going to have that big of an impact, and we are getting very close here to letting you kind of get in and click around here in the character builder and the digital sheet. And the very important note here again is we are going to be, we're at a stage right now where this is the validation stage for us that we're heading in the right direction. So this is very similar. I referenced playtesting earlier. If you've ever participated in the playtest, I've been in several of them over the years. And this is, kind of that first, it really is that first sending of the packet, the playtest packet, where you're going to unpack that. You're going to start kind of going through those motions of playing it. You're going to be providing feedback, all of those things. That is what we need at this phase in the process to make sure that we are making the best tool that we can possibly make, and the thing that is going to be the most useful to the most fans and players out there playing Pathfinder in this case. This is also going to have a big impact on everything that follows Pathfinder for all of the other games that we're going to support. So really looking forward to that. Game content wise, nothing has changed here. The roadmap for content has remained unchanged since the last time that we talked. We're going to get to these things after some of these big rocks are flowing down the stream. And then finally, I wanted to kind of close out. We got some questions about this on our Children of Erte show. Um, this stuff is getting really, really good. So many surprises that Deborah is constantly throwing at us. But we are getting to our end of the year schedule here with Children of Erte. And I wanted to kind of lay out what's going to happen. So typically, we have our monthly after show that happens on the first week of each month. But due to schedules and other things that are going on, we're actually going to play straight through that. So it looks like we've got 4 more episodes, including tonight. So 4 more episodes before we finish the chapter episodes for the year on December the 6th. And then on December the 13th, we are going to have an on the Erte holiday special. More details on that as we get a little bit closer. But this is going to be a time. What I can confirm is it's not going to be a single guest. At that point in time, we're going to, have several of us from the cast that are going to be participating in that holiday special. But that will close out the year for us, and we will return in January with more new episodes. All right, I think that is everything. I've got about, looks like 8 minutes. We're going to jump to questions. If you have questions, you can type the word question in chat, follow that with the question itself, and then I will get to them. Let's see here. Anchor 89, can I use Nexus Noel 22 on payday the 18th to get some Age of Ashes modules and then again on the 29th when Hunter comes out? Or should I wait and get everything on the 29th? That's a very good question. And I'm actually going to pull up our, kind of list of like all the confirmed things. But that is a great question. And that one hits the question of, let's see, can I use the code more than once? Yes, you can definitely use the code more than once. Feel free to do that. So if you're doing that on the 28th, that's fine. And you can turn right around and do that on the 29th. You can also, buy something today and then 3 days from now. So you can use the code as many times as you want. As you can imagine, if you are signing up for a membership for the first time, if you put that into your cart and have this promo apply to that, it is only going to do that one, the first month of membership. You can't, stack additional months of membership on top of anything, but you can use the code multiple times for any of the books that you want to pick up. Let's see. Cassius 335, do you think it Saurus best listener changed my mind? That's not a question. You cheated. Bookish Oddish, is there a way in Demiplane to change your username or have a display name different from your username? Thank you for sponsoring Beacon. I've been enjoying it. It's great to hear that about Beacon. Really love what that team is putting together over there. Great mood and tone and feel to what I've seen of the show. So thank you for sharing that you're appreciative of that. That kind of thing really does matter. Thanks for that confirmation. As far as changing your username, if you're wanting to change your username, that's something that you can submit a support ticket and we can investigate on that. There is a way that if you are in like a group portal, that you can in chat, you can change your character name within that portal. So it doesn't have to be your username that you would see, kind of in your account level at the top right. There is a way to change your character name per group portal. And if you, need some assistance with that, hit Discord or the forums, and we will be happy to kind of show you around and how to do that. But there is a way to do that. If you're talking the username itself, that is something that we don't have self-service for, but you can submit a support ticket and we can see what we can do about it. Anchor 89, is Hunter and Vampire interchangeable? Not exactly sure what you mean by that, but very much not interchangeable. Hunters do not like vampires. and they are going to try to kill them. So I might have missed some other kind of context in chat there, but no, not interchangeable. Vampire is looking at how the embraced are going to, and the kindred are going to, play out. Being monsters and those creatures of the night, and a hunter is you are regular humans that might have some special aptitudes, and mainly you've got beliefs, your creed, and you've got a drive, this righteous drive that is going to consume you, to kind of compel you to battle those creatures of the night. So like I said, I might have missed some context. If I'm not answering it, feel free to ask a follow-up. Neurolancer, how will the Pathfinder Alpha users be notified? Really good question. We'll provide all of the details on that pretty soon here, but ultimately you will be notified via email, and so we will be sending that to the email address that is associated with your username. Um, Ultimately, there will be a way, at least at some point in the alpha. Again, all the details, we're finalizing everything here right now, but there will be a way for people who are not members, Demiplane members, or who have not unlocked content, to sign up, showing your interest to be in the alpha. And we do believe at some point during the alpha there will be a way that those individuals will be let into the alpha, when we're kind of ready for that. So there will be a way to see that through email. If you have already become a member, or if you've made purchases, you will receive a different kind of email that is saying, hey, you are in the alpha. There is likely to be some additional communication, like I said, finalizing all those details, to where you can also submit some email addresses to us of the emails associated with your friends' accounts, to potentially get them in there. So all of that is going to be coming through email. We'll share on all of our channels. We'll share here in the dev update. We'll share everywhere that you can see Demiplane updates and news, that process has started, and more specifics around how it's going to work. So this is a great place to be prompted that is going on, but the actual exchange of all that information is going to happen through email. So at least if you're watching our channels, keeping an eye on our social accounts, etc., you will know when you can look in spam folders, or anything else like that, to check that out. And then naturally, if you meet any of the criteria that you should be in the alpha and you're not there yet, you can always bring that up, and we can check into seeing if any of those emails might have gotten lost or not. The other thing I will emphasize is we will be starting in waves, and so even if you meet that criteria, you might not be in the very first wave of invites that are going out, and we're just going to kind of ramp that up as quickly as we possibly can to get to everyone. But again, that is all wet concrete that I'm describing right there. We are going to have dry concrete to talk about very, very soon. So we'll share more before too much longer. Let's see. Dungeoneer, if this video is live, say live. If not, say rerun. Thanks. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like, man, wouldn't that, because I love like a modern setting, especially, urban arcana, that kind of approach. It would be incredible to have magic where I could just say la rerun, and it's like it is just going to always be context sensitive to whoever is actually running it. So I am definitely la rerun right now, and yeah, I don't think that the magic worked. All right, here we go. Anchor 89, Space Jam, the RPG. Which Looney Tune are you going to play, and quickly why? I don't know why I have to be quick here. I guess I am out of time here at the half hour. But Space Jam, the RPG, that's something that I would love to work on one day. I have been kind of playing around with some concepts for a Space Jam inspired RPG actually for a few years off and on when I get a wild hair to do so. But I probably in this circumstance, I've always had quite the soft spot for the Tasmanian Devil. So so we're gonna say old Taz. Taz is
Mhm.
who I would play because I think it's funny to think about how it's funny to think about how a character like that would actually play the beautiful poetic science and art of basketball. All right, Bergertron 2000, Ankylosaurus best, Ankylosaurus, man, like, it's one of those things, like, as a kid, I was taught it was Ankylosaurus. Like, they taught that in schools everywhere, at least where I'm from.
Mhm.
They taught Ankylosaurus for years and years and years, and so, these last several years, I've been trying to, get past that. Ankylosaurus, best dinosaur, changed my mind. I think that I can see your point of view. As I said, I think last week the Deinonychus is kind of on my mind right now. As I'm using my imagination to play with my Dino Riders that I've recently gotten. And Dungeoneer, did I break your brain? My brain is perfectly fine. It might just seem that it's broken sometimes. So that's all the questions. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. Congratulations to our winner of our Vampire Ultimate Bundle. I hope that you have some terror and horrible times, like in the good way, with all that vampire content. That everything is just appropriately bloody and wonderful at your table with that. And quick note that next week, like, am I doing the date
Mhm.
here right? Yeah. Next week, the 22nd, is that's US Thanksgiving week, and we are not going to have a dev update, but I will be back on the 29th. So, not going to have a dev update next week. Going to be trying to wrap some things up before I have a little bit of downtime with the family that week. We have a wonderful tradition in our house that we call Thank the Maker Weekend. And it is always some
Mhm.
kind of big Star Wars related, movie marathon. Clearly, with the shows being
Mhm.
added lately, there are shows. And I think this year that we are going to be watching, we're going to be kind of doing a marathon of rewatch of this season of Andor, and then wrap it
Mhm.
up with a viewing of Rogue One. So really looking forward to this. But next
Mhm.
Tuesday I'll be tied up trying to wrap up some of those last things. So I will be back on the 29th. We will, however, have a Children of Erte episode, as I said earlier, tonight. So join us at 6 p.m. And then we will have one on the 22nd next week, too. But either way, I will see you back on the 29th for the next dev update. I think that we're going to have some fun news when I come back. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one. Later, Gators.